Today's video is about the moon. We're first going to talk about the formation of the moon. There are 4 possible theories, but only one accepted theory as to how the moon formed. The accepted theory is that scientists think that the moon formed after a large object hit the Earth that was about the size of a planet. You can see this sequence here. After it hit the planet, all that debris from Earth started to move and revolve around the Earth itself, and eventually it came together and condensed to form the moon. Here's a quick animation as to what was happening. That early planet-sized object hit early Earth. All that debris started to move outward and spin around the Earth, and then came together to form our moon. This is the accepted theory because we know that the moon is made of the same kind of materials that we have here on Earth, and it only makes sense that if we're made from the same materials that we might have once been a part of the same object. If we look at our solar system data chart from page 15 of our reference table, and we look at Earth's moon, we can see that the Earth's moon is actually going to rotate and revolve at the exact same speed. So it takes 27.3 days to go all the way around Earth, and it also takes the moon 27.3 days to make one complete spin or rotation. So that's equaling the same side. Now, what's so special about this is that we will only see the one side of the moon here on Earth. So if you've ever heard of the dark side of the moon, they're referencing that we never really see that side. It's not always dark, but we on Earth will never see that side. So let me show you an animation kind of helping you understand this process. So the question here is, do we see one side of the moon? If the moon did not rotate, you would see what's happening here. Please focus on the red side of the moon to help highlight what you're seeing. As this goes all the way or revolves all the way around Earth, we do see the red side and the white side. Okay, so we would see all sides if the moon only revolved and did not rotate. If the moon rotated very quickly, like you can see in this, again, we're going to see all sides of the moon. This is not what our moon does. If you remember when we just looked at our reference table, the moon actually is going to rotate and revolve at the same speed. So I want you to watch the red side this time. It's going to show you exactly what our moon is doing. So as the moon makes one complete revolution, it also makes one complete rotation, and you should have seen only the red side pointing towards Earth, and that is exactly what we see here on Earth, just this front side of the moon. Just like our Earth's orbit is elliptical, the moon's orbit around Earth is also elliptical, with the Earth at one of its 2 foci. For this reason, we are going to see that the moon is going to rise in the east and set in the west, just like the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And what's interesting is the moon is actually going to rise and set 50 minutes later each day. So if we watch this animation, I want you to look at, if you look here at the Earth, if the sun's over here, this is nighttime on Earth, and this is daytime on Earth, okay? Over here, you're going to be able to see the phase as this person is going to see it from the planet Earth. And then down here, I want you to watch this gray circle is the moon and this yellow circle is the sun. It's going to kind of show you what this 50 minutes later means. So right here, when if we were standing looking at the moon, we wouldn't see it because it's all dark, which is the new moon phase. And you can see that the sun and the moon are going to rise and set together. So really, the new moon is out during the daytime. You can see it's daytime on this side. So we don't see it anyway, even though there is no light shining on the moon, so we wouldn't be able to see it. So let's start this animation. I want you to watch over here, and I want you to see how the sun and the moon are going to separate, okay? And that's showing you that as the moon is going to revolve around Earth, even though the daytime is ticking by and our phase as we see it from planet Earth is going to change a little bit, you can see that these two things start to separate because the moon is going to rise and set 50 minutes later each day. So I'm going to pause it once we get here to the halfway point. Okay, and you can see that this would be our first quarter moon because we have half and half. And you can see that now sun and moon are really not even close to one another because of that difference in rising and setting. I'd like to talk a little bit about the phases of the moon and how we are seeing them on Earth. The moon phase is just the change of the moon's appearance. So the sunlight is always going to be on half the moon and the other half's going to be dark. It's just, what are we actually seeing from planet Earth? Okay, so as this guy spins around, what you want to do is every time you see a diagram, you want to draw a person on here and you want to see what he's going to see. So if I move the moon here to where this guy would be looking out, okay, he's going to look up at the moon and he can only see this one side, the side facing him. He sees that the right side is dark and that the left side has a little bit of lightness. But if we look up, it's less than half of what he's seeing that is light. So when we look over, this is what he's actually seeing in the nighttime sky, which is a waning crescent, okay? Crescent is always less than half light, and gibbous is always more than half light. So all you have to do is draw the person on the planet, look out, and just see what are we seeing from Earth. That is the phase. Remember, these phases are just what we appear to see from Earth. Now, something you do want to make note of is that the moon goes through all of its phases in 29.5 days. Remember, the moon revolves in 27.3 days. So those numbers are different, and that has to deal with, it takes us longer to see these phases than for the moon to go around. Okay, so there's a little bit of lag time there, but if you just want to remember moon, think month. It takes the moon 1 month, or about 29.5 days, to go through all the phases, but it takes it 27.3 days to revolve, and that is in your reference table.